Okay, moving on towards the next game, we're going to be able to see FAV versus Axie here, both 2-0 on both teams. We're going to be able to see instant attention on here with Ivy alongside with Blink. From a survivor side, it's going to be a double window speed boost on both the aeroplanist and the coordinator. We're going to be able to see the flywheel here and window speed boost on Netisu. So no power time on Netisu, of course, Wilding here with the tie turner. We're going to be able to see Ivy here as well, spawning in the factory ruins, and with that factory ruin cipher machine spawn location, more or less in this situation, right, everyone's rotating away from middle, but we do see that Cordy's actually rushing straight towards that cipher machine that has been locked. So early game well, not containment, but decoding progress might be just a tad bit slow. Be able to see where Netisu is as well, the prospector here without borrowed time. Prospector without borrowed time, there's a huge chance that we're going to be able to contain here. We're going to be teleporting out immediately, looking for that aeroplanist. Aeroplanist having hover to use, having jetpacks to use, but yeah, I'm gonna probably assume that we got the screen there, which is great, but sadly I don't think that it would have registered anyways. We're gonna change targets here once again, it seems, or we're still gonna go after the aeroplanist right now, but with Arrow here on mind, it's going to be a little bit harder here to play around. Up high, still trying to play as much mind games here as possible. That's going to be a 96% stack and 100% stack there immediately on towards the Arrow. Arrow still does have 3 jetpacks here though. We didn't use a single jetpack just yet. We're still rotating around this area, and the pallet has already been consumed in factory. So with the pallet being gone, what is more or less likely here going to happen is we're probably going to try to look for a blink down here as fast as possible. Yes, we're going to be using our main body and the ETN to catch up towards Arrow as fast as possible. But even with that on mind though, the blink might be just a tad bit too late, even for Kaka's side right now. We did get the leech, but even with the leech here on mind, it's just going to be one jetpack situation. I'd say we probably would use hover here as well if we want to. We're going to get up here immediately and then rush straight towards the other side. But sadly, it seems like we actually cancel. Well, we didn't cancel anything out. It seems like ETN. It seems like Ivy used her phantom form to stop that hover. So that's a little bit unfortunate from aeroplanist side. Aeroplanist 75, 77. We did get our second jetpack out here immediately, which is very nicely done. We did get away from this area here once again. That's going to be the scream, but it didn't register there immediately. We missed a hit, but aeroplanist doesn't even want to play with you in this area here anymore. And with that in mind, Apai here containing for 3 cipher machines. Probably going to be 3.5 cipher machine by the time that we actually go down. But Blink was used a little bit early there as well, and we can definitely leech on towards other survivors, including the aeroplanist himself. Persona wise, it's going to be instant attention alongside with Impact, which is a slow decoding debuff, and of course with a Berserker. And I think we also did bring claustrophobia, if I'm not wrong. But with that in mind, Felix here, we're going to be able to leech on towards the coordinator first, and then here comes the Wilding with the rescue. Wilding, in a sense, we just gotta have to see. We did get the scream on there, thankfully, but we're still trying to play as much mind games here as possible. That's going to be the charge attack here, but it seems like Wilding might not just be able to go down here because we didn't really get a stun there on time. It seems like we teleported towards the wrong one, which is a tad bit unfortunate. I'd say even with that in mind though, Appa did use his jetpack as well, so it doesn't really matter on that side. He will be able to still get it anyway. So let's just say for Kaka, he doesn't really lose much, and for Appa either, he also doesn't really lose much as well. But with the cipher machine decoding progress here too, seems like Aeroplan is 72% decoding boost. And Appa is just looking through the window to see if there's any red light. He's not directly looking at Ivy, but he's just looking for that red light right now. Okay, then last 2 cipher machine currently 80-something%. Aeroplan is doing a really brilliant not rescue, but containment right here. But of course, with a containment here, might just be not enough. We did get the 100% stack there immediately. That's going to be a normal hit down. That's going to be a cipher machine pop, but even with the cipher machine pop here, it doesn't seem like any of the survivors were actually at the moon gate. So exit gate opening speed would be a little bit slow right here. We don't have claustrophobia, it seems, from the hunter side. We do see where Dacho is as well. We do want to leech. We did get a teleportation out, but even with the teleportation out, we didn't get on board. We got on board on time, but even with the board here, that's going to be an immediate attack, recover, reset. We're going to try to play as much mind games here as possible. We're going to be able to we're not going to be able to vault over. That's going to be a terror shock down. And of course, from Aeroplanist point of view right now, what we have to do is we have to get that exit gate open. It seems like we're a little bit close. It seems like we're going to be able to get the exit gate here open on time. Even if we do manage to leech on here, you still have to chair the wildling. And of course, for FAV Survivor, that's going to be a brilliant 3-man escape here against Ivy, moving straight on towards second half. Okay, we're going to be able to move on towards directly to second half. It's going to be Shing's Ivy as well. We have seen how strong Shing's Ivy is, but even with that on mind here, it seems like what we're going to go for is we're going to be looking for Tuna here, who is the coordinator spawning in factory. But of course, it's instant detention, which means that we don't actually have excitement. It's going to be a blink all the way through here for our Ivy. Of course, being able to leech on towards Magician here is great. We still do have a cheerleader nearby here as well. Trying to find where the cheerleader is. Shing deciding to... Well, we screamed her by accident, it seems. But even with the scream on mind, going back straight towards Tuna here, who is the coordinator, it seems like we're not actually wanting to teleport straight towards Magician. Magician slowly going down there on the fear stacks as well, but coordinator having around 69 stacks, 71 stacks here. That's going to be the gun immediately. But I guess the gun is better to be used early than to be late, because Blink is going to be ready soon, and the moment we get a fear stack here, it might not be for the best. Cheerleader coming in for the pom-pom supports as well. We probably want Cheerleader to actually give as much support as possible just for that attack recovery, not attack recovery reset, but the half health heal right after being hit by our who again? Our Ivy. Ivy eating out here once again, but Coordinator's rushing towards the other side right now. We do see the footprint and we do see where Cordy is. The pallet is being dropped down, forcing Ivy to actually break it. Cordy can be leached in the next 20 seconds, but after 20 seconds, there's Shuna still having 75. We didn't get the screen there, which is a little bit unfortunate. And with that in mind, it seems like Cordy will be forcing that flywheel. Very nicely done there for Cordy. We knew what we wanted to do, and the flywheel usage simply allowed us to contain even longer. Ivy not being able to get any 100% of fear stacks just to get that normal hit. That gun early game was very nicely used by Coordinator there as well. But it seems like for Tuna right now, we still aren't going to be able to get... still aren't going to be able to get the extra 40% stack on towards our Cordy. So Cordy's doing a really good job. And that's going to be the blink open there, normal hit, and it seems like we actually might be able to just in-cap Cordy right here, trying to just close the distance off a tiny bit more. And of course with Coordinator here as well, we're going to be able to get the scream, and with the scream on mind, that's going to be Coordinator going down. It's currently 2 minutes and 30 seconds in towards the game. Wingslan's detention alongside with double pallet breaking, Berserker, and of course Cypher Machine Lock. From the survivor's point of view, we are finished 3 Cypher Machine. We're just missing the last Cypher Machine here that has to be decoded from either the Wildling or the cheerleader, because it seems more or less likely that cheerleader is going to be rescuing second time. Wildling here currently coming in from the back, but of course Atto isn't also afraid of L if you do decide to teleport in. For Ivy here, we still require one last hit before we actually make it towards max presence. With Takako here, that's going to be a very nice leech. That's going to be another good screen, but it seems like it's a no damage rescue here. From our point of view, it's going to be Cheerleader that's going to decode the last Cypher Machine right now. Last Cypher Machine might just be a tiny bit slow, but of course Magician getting rid of the artifacts, trying to finish off that 83% Cypher Machine and go meet up with the Cheerleader just to decode the double Cypher Machine there together. Seems like Tuna actually down towards a very bad area to be in as well. Cheerleader not being afraid of getting teleported on, because even if you do teleport, it doesn't really matter that much, especially when you have a Coordinator on your hands. Atto here rushing straight towards the Cypher Machine in which our cheerleader was decoding, and it seems like Wildling here would be coming in towards rescue soon. That's going to be a stun down towards the cheerleader. We do still have an artifact nearby as well, but that's okay. We're going to be able to TP back here immediately. Cool down on towards the artifact near cheerleader. We do see Atto nearby as well, probably wanting as much body block situation here for Coordinator as possible. But we also need to realize that not that much pallets here were actually consumed by the Coordinator. Coordinator kited without dropping down any pallets. And it seems like there's going to be a double rescue situation. We are going to be able to get the... We want to buy as much time as possible. That's going to be hit on straight towards Wildling. Wildling getting on board. Not yet. Wildling's not on board just yet. But it seems like we want to go after Kakako here first. But we missed a hit. But it'll be followed up by a detention hit. And now this is the main challenge. The main challenge right now is there's still some time left until we can actually leech on straight towards Coordinator. But also at the same time, we're using E10 to go straight towards Neon right now. Axie Wave survivors are doing a really good job for trying to aim for that 4-man endgame. And we got to hit on towards Magician, but that doesn't matter in this situation. Because what matters here is the moment we get a Magician uses the wand to get in towards the chair. We want to no damage rescue here as fast as possible. That's going to be a normal hit and a pop immediately from Neon. There's going to be the wilding here towards the exit gate, and of course Neon at the other exit gate as the cheerleader. We're looking for where the cheerleader is, but cheerleader rotating away immediately with double palm on here alongside with flywheel. If you blink here, and if cheerleaders manage to predict a blink here, it'll be a whole different scenario here, as we do see Dungeons actually closely towards middle here as well. Meanwhile, Shing on the other side, currently at Moongate. But even with Moongate here, yes, you could potentially say you want to leech on towards cheerleader, who's currently within factory runes, but you need to be faster because there's only 85 seconds left on the clock for detention. We're able to see where cheerleader is. We're going to be able to get a teleportation over, but that's just going to be a scream. That's going to be a blink, but a flywheel immediate counter there, and of course cheerleader with that beautiful pom-pom. It seems like we are going to be able to get the scream here, and that's going to be cheerleader going down. Currently the exit is currently at 40%, so it'll take at least 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The exit gate is currently open, and of course Sagako here on towards the boar. But even with the boar on mind, if you hit the wilding while he's on board, he won't be feared anymore. He can just rush away out here immediately. We did manage to get that, but it seems like it won't be possible anymore. Let's congratulate Axie Wave for the 3-man escape as well. Moving on straight towards second half. Okay, let's move on towards the next game then. It's going to be Zeta versus AWG here for our next matchup. We're going to be able to see Irohasu here coming out as Ivy. Team Compoise is going to be a Patient First Officer. Kazuneko on Acrobat, and of course our cheerleader here as well. Going to be able to see Hamitu here on the stairs, but... oh, wow, that artifact landed on the ground. Okay, new way to counter Ivy. Nice, learned something new today. But of course, Kazuneko here, Acrobat rushing straight outside as well. We're going to be able to get the scream here, thankfully, and of course, the immediate leash. Acro, 60% fear stacks there as well. We're going to be able to get the pallet down there. Extra 4% will be stacked on because we were looking towards Ivy there as well. But even with that in mind, it seems like we would be able to get another scream there immediately. Acrobat couldn't really do much there, which is a little bit unfortunate. We're going to be able to get the vault out there too, and for Ivy right now, more or less, it's just Irohasu making that huge mistake. Can we get another scream right here? We can't, because it was still on cooldown. Okay, we should be able to do right here. Very nicely done, and that's going to be the first hit here registered on towards Acro. For Acro, like for the survivor side here, we have a triple, tie turner. But I'd say the thing that, like, the only issue here for Irohasu was early game wasn't the best case scenario that we've done. We probably should have waited before we actually decided to scream, using Yi-Tian to scream. Because, like, for when you leech on towards a survivor, you can 100% see where the survivor is facing. So you can kind of hold the Yi-Tian and then pull towards the area in which the survivor is looking at to stun them. And for Irohasu there, that's just the thing he failed at doing. It's not the first or the second time he's done this. It's been like two matchups that he's been doing this. This is like AWG's third game. And, Irohasu has been making the same mistake now for 3 rounds in a row. Survivor-wise, we're going to be able to see 3 Cypher Machine there at around 80% on average. We do have Blink here, but it seems like Blink won't be utilized. Kazuneko wanting to play the Pallet Mind game there, well, the Blink Mind game there as well, but it seems like Irohasu didn't even get the Blink cash. It's going to be Instant Detention here alongside with Max Pallet Breaking. Okay, with Max Pallet Breaking here on mind, we are going to be able to get a scream here once get on towards Hamitu, who does have a tie turner. First Officer is going to be able to finish off his Cypher Machine here as well. For potentially speaking for First Officer, he needs to decode a Cypher Machine close enough towards where Hamitu can go to. But it seems like right now we're going to be able to get the teleport in, immediate hit, so there's no double down situation towards the Hunter side, and maybe for Dolisu, we're going to be able to get a 100% Sake for the cheerleader, but that doesn't really matter for Kazuneko right now. All what it matters is for us to rotate as far away from this area as possible, because if we don't, then it will be a really bad scenario here for us. Kazuneko here being able to get the hit, but we're still being able to rotate away as well. We're quite far away from the area, but the last 2 Cypher Machine here is still barely touched. It's quite new. So it's like a newborn Cypher Machine, 40% and 30%. One's a teenager, adolescence age, and the other one's just newborn. we could definitely leech on towards Patient here. Patient just another maybe 10 seconds before we can leech on towards him. We did get a scream there towards Shinami, who's going to be able to come in for a rescue. And it's going to be just a matter of time. We should be able to get a no damage rescue right there the moment that our heartbeat dropped. And with that in mind there, Blink will not be used just yet by Ivy. But also at the same time, Hamato did get 100% fear stock right there, so it doesn't really matter. Kazuneko here, we are going to be able to get Leech. We're going to be able to get that in as well. But it seems like we vaulted over here instead. Kazu, Neko. We want to play the Blink prediction here once again, but I don't think Irohasu reacted on time for that. Realistically speaking, if you can get the Blink out there, that would be brilliant from the survivor's point of view. Because then you know, okay, you can't get someone down immediately with 100% fear stock and then a Blink down. So from the survivor's point of view, there we see Hamato already rotating away from the area, simply because of the fact that we have to. But, you know, with that in mind, Hamato currently on the run. Even if we're on the run right here, we are standing in between that area. We did get a scream there, but with a scream on mind, the artifact did drop downstairs here once again. Zeta Survivor does know really well how to counter an Ivy on Leo's memories like this. Now we know that Leo's memory counter both Ivy and Opera Singer. Great, brilliant. Always choose this map. Always choose this map so survivors can have a bit of an easier time. But it seems like right now we're going to be able to get the Leech on here anyways. And Hamato on the other hand, it's going to go back towards the Cypher Machine. Well, there's two Cypher Machines at 50% on the average. Cheerleader here 70% stack. And we do have one more Pompon here left on his hands. So we're going to be Pompon cheering away. We don't have Flywheel here, but that's going to be a Scream immediately registered for Irohasu. And a slow debuff for our Cheerleader. Seems like the slow debuff was applied just so we can catch up a little bit faster. But with Palace Speed Booster applied as well, seems like Cheerleader will be able to decode here for just a tad bit longer. Cypher Machine here is almost prime from the Survivor side. Who's going to be the one going towards the Cypher Machine? Not a Cypher Machine, to exit gate. It seems like it's going to be Hamato running for it right now. We could potentially... We're not going to pop just yet. We're just going to wait a little bit. We got the Leech, and the moment we get a hit down there, we're going to be able to pop open the Cypher Machine right now. Okay, Cheerleader currently on the run for the exit gate. Also, Patient at the same time. We're going to be able to see Dolisu here. Cheerleader deciding to go towards middle just in case something odd happens. Because the only one who can open the exit gate here is actually First Officer. With First Officer here on mind, First Officer should be able to utilize his pocket watch just so Ivy can't actually leech on towards First Officer here. First Officer with one last pocket watch. We're going to have to use it. Use it. Nicely done. We can't leech on towards this area anymore. And with the gate open, we're going to be able to get teleportation out. But that's going to be a Pompon chair away. And Patient's going to be able to hook towards victory. We're going to be able to see the dungeon near where Acrobat died. And let's congratulate the 3-man escape here for Zeta. Hamato also have an extra one for a bit of a movement speed boost. We will be saving until towards the last second, and let's congratulate the 3-man escape here for Zeta. Moving on towards the next matchup. Okay, now we're going to move on towards the second half of game 2. We're going to be able to see Alf come out as Ivy as well with Insolence Detention. Last game, Zeta got a 3-man escape. This game, if Alf can get a 4-man elimination, it'll be a huge win here for Zeta. With that in mind, though, we're going to be able to see a 1 window speed boost on Cheerleader, and then we have a Flywheel on the female dancer. Seems like we want to use the female dancers in a trace for the movement speed boost right after dropping out from elevation. And double tie turn here on both the aeroplanes on First Officer. Ivy using Yi-Chin here to go a little bit closer towards middle. Seems like we want to leech on towards First Officer here instead. And then maybe Female Dancer. But even if you do want to chase after Female Dancer here, you could potentially teleport and then get rid of the slow music box and then come back towards this area in which you left ETN behind. But it seems like for Alf right now, he doesn't want to waste any more time. We're going to get the screen, but the screen didn't land on towards the Cheerleader. Cheerleader is still in the same area right now, going to be forced away. We do have 93% stack. And with a 93% stack on mind, Namiko did a really good job here. At forcing the 100% stack, but it seems like he did use his pom-pom a little bit early as well, so if only he had double pom-pom there, he definitely could have rotated straight towards Shaq for that slow music box debuff on towards Ivy, right? But from what I'm seeing here, we are going to be able to utilize the last pom-pom. We do have 46% stack. We're going to wait. We did manage to jump out there anyways. We're going to have to see how this goes. The blink did come out where Alf is looking. Alf missed a hit, but we went back towards the same area where the artifact is. And we still got the stacks there though, sadly. Seems like Female Dancer didn't get rid of the artifact near this area. If she did, then that would be such a huge win here for AWG survivors. Now then, Cypher Machine is currently not enough. We're going to be able to leech on towards Female Dancer there as well. With a Female Dancer leech here on mind, we will be able to see First Officer come in for the rescue, or potentially they want to sell. But even if we do decide to sell here, you're against an Ivy. So, I mean, going against an Ivy, realistically speaking, this is not going to end well. Okay then, that's going to be the E-Team being brought back here. We're going to be able to see Kaudu nearby. So she did deploy down a slow music box near towards the double pallet area, a little bit further away from Christmas Tree, as we do see here as well. But First Officer coming for a rescue. Eyes, we didn't get a scream here. No, but we did leech on towards Female Dancer, I guess. I feel like we want to leech on towards First Officer instead, but we didn't. So, decided to get the leech off immediately, tunneling targeting the Female Dancer. And in this case scenario, it's only 2 minutes in towards the game, and it's second chair for cheerleader already. So with Zeta Survivor side, they countered Ivy very well last game, but cheerleader here going down. Are we able to see where cheerleader? We are going to be able to see where cheerleader is, and First Officer here will have to come in for the rescue once again. I'm gonna check the stream quality real quick, just to make sure it's 1060, because it looks like it's on 720p right now. But with that on mind, Namiko is still looking around. Namiko does have 2 cheerleaders pump-on boost though, so I'd say for our First Officer, as long as we can get the rescue, there's a huge chance that we can have cheerleader rebound kite for quite a bit of time. And it's also with the fact that we can force out blink, that'll be great, but it seems like it's going to be the aeroplane is coming for the rescue for the extra 20-second kite turner. We're going to be able to get a normal hit there as well, and seems like we're going to cheerleader pump on just a little bit as well. Going to be able to vault over here. We didn't gain any stacks, and we're just going to leech on whenever we see fish. Sadly, Ivy didn't really teleport there as well, but right now we're just going to play red light tricks as much as possible. We are going to be able to vault over that here once again from cheerleader. Cheerleader having a pallet speed boost there on mind, but that's going to be an immediate 100% stack. That's a good enough containment here from cheerleader, honestly. We're going to be able to see 3.5 Cypher Machine decoding progress here by the time cheerleader is down on the ground. And with that in mind, it seems like Ivy here deciding to change targets once. Well, I mean, we're looking for the second target right now. We're not changing targets. It seems like Power Share being nearby, we're going to be able to get a teleportation in, and that's going to be the stun here. Immediate 100% stack. And that's a half health here towards Tawash. For Alf right now, there's still a huge chance here for full elimination because we're missing 1 full Cypher Machine. But the Cypher Machines, they're pretty spread out apart. They are pretty spread out apart. 72% Cypher Machine was actually decoded by First Officer there, so as long as we can gain just a little bit, that's kind of all what we knew. We're going to be able to teleport straight towards this area as well. Alf just not deciding not to wait anymore. We want to first force out a Pocket Watch here. And with the Pocket Watch force out, I think for Alpha, we're just standing in this area will be fine. We can go look for cheerleader here as, not cheerleader, female dancer here as well. Or you could go after Aeroplanist, who is going to be near this area, but he's standing near the fast music boxes zone, which allows him to get away from the artifact range, just so you can gain less fear stacks. It seems like right now we're still going for First Officer. I say for First Officer here, more or less. Are we going to use Blink? We're probably going to save Blink for endgame, but Alf kinda has done his job with a tie game here against AWG. We are going to be able to get a normal hit here. We're only missing the last 72% Cypher Machine. Preferably for Survivors here, we need to decode an extra Cypher Machine. That's the preferable situation right now. We do see that the Cypher Machine, which First Officer was decoding, was almost done, but we are not going to be able to get a screen clear on towards Aeroplanist, and it seems like Aeroplanist did hover away early here as well. So we see that there's only 9% stack instead of 60% stack. That's really nicely done. But that's going to be the Blink open, and there goes down Aeroplanist immediately. We're going to be able to try the Aeroplanist right here. We do see the First Officer with with Pocket Watch and elbow pads. So with that one elbow pad and one Pocket Watch, we could potentially prime the Cypher Machine here. It seems like they want female dancer to come into rescue. It's currently Aeroplanist's first time on chair, but First Officer can get Scream Dash and then Leash that right now, just so we can stop him from decoding as much as possible. So right now in this situation, it's going to be really hard for us to be able to do much. Female dancer, 60% stack female dancer is going to be able to get that rescue, but we have to be careful of that last Cypher Machine as well. The moment someone decides to decode that one, we have to teleport in. We're currently waiting. First Officer did get 2 stacks, but he just wanted to bait you in, Ivy. He just wanted to bait you in. We could potentially leech on towards aeroplanes here once again, but changing targets simply just means that the Cypher Machine will be primed. Alf wants more than just a type, but we're going to change targets for the female dancer right now. A female dancer, that's going to be a scream and immediate down there. We did use flywheel just to predict the scream, but sadly it wasn't enough. The Cypher Machine is going to be primed. We are going to be able to pop open there as well. And we're going to be using ETN to look for where first officer on aeroplanist is. Forget about save, go for the tie. I think that's what that message is saying. We did utilize the pocket watch early there as well, just so we can get leashed, but the one in danger right now is going to be aeroplanist. We're going to be able to leech on towards aeroplanist, teleport over here immediately, and that's no stun thankfully, but it wasn't the best, it wasn't really the best hover, well not hover, jetpacks here coming from aeroplanist side. Aeroplanist still having hover left on his hands. Aeroplanist, we're currently waiting, we're currently looking, but with first officer coming back in here, his last pocket watch has already been consumed. If we can find where first officer is, this will be brilliant. But we're going to be able to TV here straight towards Kaido. Kaido here trying to get the gate open, but Ice also cannot come in for the rescue, just because of the fact that we do have leak here. ETN near the chair. This Ice realize, I don't think the survivors realize right now. We're going to be able to link straight towards the aeroplanist, and it seems like for Alpha right now, he's going to be hungry, he's going to be thirsty for the formal elimination. We do see that there's the first officer nearby here as well. Blink is ready in 6 seconds, and it seems like female dancer can be leech. We can get a blink out here. Alf, blink seems out here immediately. We're going to be able to get the hit down here. Currently female dancer on towards the exit gate, but it's only at 40%. We're going to be able to get a pick up. We're going to be able to see where female dancer is. We're going to be able to get the drop down, and I think we could chair her. We could chair her because female dancer's at half health, and first officer first chair. So all what Alpha has to do is to teleport look for female dancer. Female dancer may have a flywheel, but might actually not be enough. You're going to be able to teleportation out here as well. And now 60-second containment against Ivy. 60 seconds might be just a bit too long here for a female dancer. We've done really well. We've done really well from AWG Survivor side, but it's just not enough from Alf to go against Alf. Alf's endgame there was incredible. Can't really blame the survivors for that one. Female dancer vaulting over that one as well. Female dancer might actually just get the Ivy scream here. We're going to be able to get the 80% stack stream. And now we're going to wait for ETN to jump down, and for Alf here as well. We're just going to wait for 9 seconds to see if we can actually get our next screams here. 80, 100% scream. But with that 100% scream here on my female dancer, still does have an elbow pass, still does have a flywheel. But we need to contain for 30 more seconds. Can we contain here for 30 more seconds? The elbow pad hasn't been used. Neither has the flywheel being used. We're going to be able to get the link up there as well. There's the elbow pads. The elbow pad has to be consumed here, or the flywheel. We're going to be able to flywheel first and then the elbow pad out. But charge attack here coming out from Alf. Sadly, no items here remaining on female dancer. She gained her body speed boost here from the vault down, well, from the drop down, but it just might not be possible as long as Alf here just suffocates her near this area. That's going to be a hit down for, oh no, this is a hit down, but it will still be registered anyway. Let's congratulate the 4-man elimination for Alpha and for Zeta with a huge points lead. And let's move on directly towards game 3.